Why seek grief support? Well, first of all, our society somehow has trained us that we need to grieve alone because we don't even know our neighbor, or the people in our house sometimes don't even support us, right? Because they're not on the same page. They're not having the same experience within, even though they're sharing the same experience on the outside. So I remember after my son died in 2011 that my older son, thank God for my younger son still, but I felt very much alone. And nobody could really understand. Nobody really knew what to say. People wanted to support me. They didn't know how, so they avoided me. I avoided them because I didn't want to talk about it 24/7 because I was living this at 24/7, right? And so I found that when I got some hospice counseling at first before I went to a psychologist counselor for quite a few years trying to work out my grief. And that's not everybody's experience. It was mine, okay? That I began to process things differently and open up in a way that I hadn't before. For example, here's another thing. I just spent $20 buying this bag of popcorn from a Cub Scout. Now, there's about maybe 20 cents of popcorn in here. But it's not, and what comes with buying this bag? It's not about the $20. So I helped some kid, fine. But I get to enjoy the savory taste of this popcorn. I get to fill up on this popcorn without taking in a lot of calories. I get to drop it on the floor and my dog gets to eat it. So there's a lot around this bag of popcorn. The same is true for grief counseling. It's not about what you're paying for the counseling. It's what you are getting way beyond the counseling. You're getting some healing. You're processing things that you wouldn't otherwise process, that bubble up inside you because your brain is trapped after a loss with trying to figure out how to live this new life, how to design this new life, how to have a roadmap for this life that you don't have anything to reference for. It's really important to, number one, be in community in grief, like I was referring to a minute ago. What happens is that we feel alone, people don't know what to say, and so we get more and more alone. And within our anxiety and our depression, that's not a good place to be. So when you're getting some kind of grief support, you have someone who is invested in your betterment and you helping to find peace around this, because that's ultimately what we want, right? We want to find peace after passage, as I call it, all right? In the process of you processing your grief with someone, what happens is you get in touch with feelings that you can't express. You get in touch with emotions that are overwhelming, that you can share with somebody who understands. And even though that person doesn't have the same experience with you, like some people are just book taught, right? They went to college, they learned how to counsel, and they're helping grieving people. They understand the process of grief. They understand things like that. But then there are those like myself who have had a grief loss, a serious loss, maybe several like I've had, and they understand your journey. They can speak the same words that you feel. And then sometimes they can help you identify those feelings and those things that you're thinking before you can express them for yourself, because your brain's preoccupied with trying to figure out this big thing that just imploded and exploded your life. Am I getting to you? Am I making some sense here? So when you're getting support from some person, whether it be a minister or whether it be a coach or whether it be a counselor, or even if it's a trusted friend that's willing to stick with you along the way, because sometimes they get tired of hearing you, right? But these people who are invested in this type of work, they want to help you through this. That's what brings them satisfaction, at least it does me, to help you through your journey. I've been there. I know what that journey was like. I know how hard that was like. And so this is why I say to people, I think you really should find support. And in a time where we no longer live in tribes or in smaller communities, where in that community everybody would have known what happened and would see you more often and be able to walk with you, talk with you, and in today's society we aren't necessarily built that way, that we have a place to go that we can have, that we know, we can trust, and we can pour our hearts out to in an intimate way, that we know we're felt, that we know somebody hears us. It's so important, you know, when you are talking to somebody and you feel you're being heard, that it makes such a difference. And when you can find yourself that place in a grieving headspace, it helps you heal. Again, finding peace after passage, helping you define this new journey of what life's going to look like, helping you really see that life can still be lived, and learning how to integrate that loss of the person that was so special to you and bring that back into life. That's why I really think that there is a huge difference in having counseling of some kind or not. And whether you pay $20 for this bag of popcorn, or whether you pay for a counselor or a coach or whoever that supports you, there is so much, way more benefit that you are robbing yourself of if you do not seek that kind of support, that the life difference that you will see is just incredible. So I really encourage you to find support for yourself. In the meantime, if you like this video, please subscribe to it, this channel, and like this video so other people can be supported and maybe consider this for themselves. In the meantime, I encourage you to first survive, then to strive, and eventually maybe even thrive. Because I thought I'd never see another happy day. And through counseling and support, I am thriving despite having a loss that breaks my heart every day. So, thanks for listening. Like this channel. There's some free resources in the link along with this video. God bless you.